And here we go again. One more sketch up, one more getting caught up on what's going on in my life. As you well know, I'm still working on issue 8 of my comic series. I never forgot about a drifter wanting to accomplish one last goal before he can pass along happily. There will be some very better updates to what actually is going on in the process in the next few days or so. I'll actually show some stuff, give you a good idea where I sit on all of that and what's next to come. I did want to give you an update. I told you I was going to talk about the Punisher. I won't reveal any spoilers, so if that's what you're worried about, don't be. But I did want to talk about a couple of other awesome things. Speaking of my story, there was a very surreal and sublime moment that happened when I was watching Coco the other day. If you haven't had a chance, take anyone that you can to this movie. Pixar's Coco. It is an incredibly endearing movie. Take some tissues too. Like, I probably cried 2 or 3 times in the movie. There's just some very heartfelt, great moments in that movie, and there was a moment where this is getting a little just niche for myself, maybe if you're following along the comics, but one of the main characters is wearing a purple dress, and if you've been reading along in my comic series, V is wearing a purple dress as well. And it was just this kind of cool moment to see. It felt like my character was on screen, given the film's ideas and kind of what it's dealing with. It's just a wild movie. Great storytelling. Highly suggested. I don't want to say it's top 3, but it's definitely top 5 for me for the year. Just for those heartfelt moments, they really stand out against the crowd. You have to deal with the 20-minute Frozen short, but well worth it. If you have any kids, nephews, nieces, any of your friends' kids, take them to see this movie because it's really great. It's pushed me to a moment that I want to learn more about the Day of the Dead celebration, even to the point where maybe I want to even start celebrating it. So, yeah, that's how good the movie is, if it can make you want to learn more about cultures, I suppose. Same thing can be said for Moana. I really want to know more about their traditions and cultures that they celebrate, and like Maui, the whole idea of their gods. Yeah, it's just cool concepts to explore. I just finished up watching Godless on Netflix. No spoilers, but it's incredible. I wouldn't binge it because I hate binging, but I'm definitely going to watch it again because Steven Soderbergh packs so much into the show, and there's a moment when it shifts gears from being a good story to just being a great and grand, like, epic tale. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the rewatch because Jeff Daniels did an incredible job. This Western flick, like, there's just so much I want to say. Maybe I'll talk about it a little bit more, but down the road, because it only just came out. But yeah, definitely looking forward to another watch. If you wonder what I'm drawing, there's a scene from Blood Drive this year. The Primo shows up. Karma, the Camaro, is out in front. And then you have Slink and I can't think of Ochoa's character, but yeah, I really like this scene. I really wish I would have taken ink to it, but I really like how it turned out. Maybe I'll do a bigger sketch of it at some point. There doesn't seem to be enough blood drive love, though, so we definitely need to do something about that. Another one is the GTO Judge with the hood popped. I really like how that turned out, so you'll be seeing that in a little bit. But for now, let's get back to talking about the Punisher. Like I said, no spoilers. It's another one of those dense, like, had a lot of great concepts and ideas. It just put too much out there for you to binge it worthy. Talks a lot about PTSD, vets, like people returning from war and stuff. And a lot of movies have touched on it. I'm trying to think of what the bomb one was with Renner. That one's really good, showing PTSD and like this need to return to the war because there's really no, like, it's hard adjusting back to life here in the States. It's a weird concept that I kind of want to talk to more people about because I'm wondering if it's the same in other countries. Like, I've got such tunnel vision for just ever been in the USA that it's interesting to talk to people about this. But the problem I had with the Punisher is, like, since I have to binge these shows for the podcast, it's a lot to take on to your plate all at once, and it is exploring these heavy concepts, gun violence and everything, that it's literally seeped into my dreams. And I was lucid dreaming the other day, and this is going to get wild and trippy. I wrote it up on Twitter, and like, I think if I hadn't binged it, I would have been able to spread this out a lot more so it wasn't weighing so heavily. But maybe I needed to weigh so I could, I don't know, consider this, I guess. But it has to deal with gun violence. I have no doubt that the deal that went sour with Marvel around New York Comic Con was to do with the Punisher. And if you've seen the show, there's not necessarily a lot of gun violence. I guess in moments there are a lot of gun violence, but overall the whole show, there's not a ton of it. So anyway, this dream that I had, it was about a superhero that was trying to make his life normal. Like, he had fought in a war, and he was trying to make his life normal again after the war, returning, and he really wasn't all that special. He had some special powers, but nothing of note, really. He had seen a note that he wanted to write down and made him aware that he could breathe again and live for himself. He made it halfway through writing it, and kids came up to talk to him about the war, and being a war hero and stuff like that, and he got nervous and he had to leave. He never finished writing down what the full note said, and as he left, he was crying because he couldn't handle the situation at hand, and these kids were sad because they just wanted to talk to this war hero. He sees this note later down the road, and stops to write the rest of it down, and it was in the middle of a store's parking lot that he noticed it. So he's standing in the middle of the parking lot, and he's writing the note, and something happens, like a car backfires or something like that, but it makes him have one of these instances that he forgets where he is. He gets scared again and draws his gun. He can't recognize anything familiar, and let me remind you, I'm having a lucid dream, so this is POV for me, so like, I can't recognize anything familiar or anything, and nothing made sense. There was a lady that had seen this happen to friends or family of hers, and she had helped them through this. But these two people had never met before. The lady that was trying to help her and her fiance were having a fight the night before, and she kind of won, and he was bitter about it. Seeing this unfold, he made a mistake because he joked and said, "Pull the trigger." He did, and she lost her life and was now holding himself on the ground with a note still unfinished. It didn't end there, though. He was in prison and working on some woodcrafts for his family for Christmas, and his father came in to give him the note. He told him he knew it because he had repeated it himself to him every night. He told him that he loved him and continued working. I woke up that morning just tear-filled eyes in the story. Like, I had never witnessed gun violence like that, and it just sat with me. So I don't have any clue what this all means, but like I said, I just felt it necessary to talk about it. If you have any comments, throw them down below. Thanks for checking out these videos. I'm sorry they're kind of taking a weird turn. I really don't know what I'm talking about until I just decided to record one of these. So you can check them out days early on my Patreon, patreon.com/SamuraiOx. Thank you to all the patrons that support me over there. Honestly, it makes my day. Thanks.